caught over 800 10-pound plus largemouth bass, holder of 13 worldwide patents, and inventor of the Weedless trolling motor prop. Doug Hannon is the Bass Professor.
You know, most of us are too young to remember the 70s, back when fishing was a matter of fishing the edges and only the edges. And I stayed up late one night and created something called the Weedless prop for trolling motors, and this is dated July 1980, and was the first patent issued with propellers ever to go through the weeds. And I guess I consider it one of my best contributions to the sport, because basically I gave people the ability to go in to where the fish are. You know, we always gravitate to the edge of the weeds, but in many lakes the weed beds are extensive and the fish live back in the weeds. You know, they got a weedless tail, and we were stuck out there with a trolling motor that wouldn't run, and the guys that really wanted to work at it got a push pole and pushed themselves back in the weeds, and it required so much work that there wasn't a lot left of fishing. And now take props like these. This was the second version I made, and probably the most weedless prop ever devised, called the Ninja. They named it that because it looked like these throwing stars, you know, and not much of a name for a prop, but I tell you what it did to the weeds was definitely samurai style. And this prop will literally go through everything, and in the desire to change, the manufacturers just kept wanting to change and do more and more, and I don't think there is an improvement on this. If there is, it's right here with a blade that I developed that's even more ninja-esque, if you want to say. And this was never produced. I think perhaps they thought it was too radical, but you know, a lot of these things I tried to develop off of submarine props, which have multiple short blades, and the shorter the blades are, the quieter they are, because the less speed you have going at the tips and the less water turbulence you have. And so many submarines have up to 25 blades to keep props quiet so they can avoid detection. And currently we're using a blade like this, which we'll all recognize as the current model on one of the biggest manufacturers of trolling motors there is, and this was the first edition of it. You know, I hand made them out of stainless steel and beat the blades out with dive weights, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to use these stainless steel prototypes. You know, a lot of sentiment in it, and a lot of just not wanting to use plastic, and using what you built with your hands. And it's part of interaction and connection with the fish that I like to feel when I fish. You know, as you get more and more into fishing, you'll gather an appreciation for the fact that you have control over things, and you have a way of looking at things and a point of view that's personal, and that's the essence of knowledge. It's the essence of focusing on how to find big fish, is to really get personal, really get things that you can believe in, and carry them through. And these props were, like I say, my statement to the world. And now that everybody in the world has a weedless propeller or some version on their motor, I like to say that, you know, I make my living pushing people around.
If you've enjoyed today's edition as much as I have being here for you, then don't forget, click on that button and send this to a friend.